Hey guys, it's Drummond, and today's video is about moving on without closure. So I feel like a lot of people end up having to learn this lesson in life because not everything that you end up going through gives you a reason or closure to make you feel better about it ending. So some situations you might have to move past without closure might include a breakup, which I have had to do several times. Someone ghosting you, which I have also had happen to me several times. Possibly your parents not accepting you for being gay, which thankfully my mom has been super supportive, my grandparents have been supportive, my dad, he's getting there, but not so much. I don't think he's really ever going to fully accept it, but also he's not very good at communicating, so maybe he's gotten better and accepted it and just hasn't verbally told me, but it's something that I've had to kind of move on with without closure. So I wanted to talk about closure in this video because I feel like a lot of people feel like they need closure to move on and they obsess over finding closure, and instead of moving on they just keep repeating this cycle of just feeling horrible because they just want this closure. And I want to tell you what closure is. A lot of people feel like closure is like closing a door on a chapter in your life. But what a lot of people use closure for is instead of closing that door, they use it to try to pry the door back open. So, for an example, when someone breaks up with you and you say you want closure, do you really want closure? Do you really want to shut that door? Or are you just trying to start another conversation so that you have something to combat with and say, oh, so that's why you think this is over, but here's all my reasons for why it shouldn't be over. So a lot of people end up moving on and not getting closure, and so many people get so hung up on it and ruin their life that they could be moving forward with and finding new happiness and really not worrying about this person or thing that didn't give them closure. I know most recently, I have dealt with losing my job, who didn't really give me a reason for why they fired me, which kind of sucked, didn't get closure, and it caused me to have a lot of insecurities about my ability to do something that I'm very passionate about. But thankfully, I've had enough people remind me that I am going to be constantly doing what I love, and just because this one opportunity didn't work out doesn't mean there's not plenty of more opportunities out there for me. And when it comes to breakups, that's the same thing. Like, just because someone made you feel like crap doesn't mean that you're a bad person. Just because someone broke up with you doesn't mean that you're not perfect for someone else. So holding on to this idea of needing closure is only stopping you from healing and moving on to better things in life. So after saying all of that, I just want to say that I am the type of person that I like to give people closure if I'm trying to end a chapter in my life and kind of like move on past them. Mainly because I know that a lot of people can grow from closure if you do it the right way. And I'm the type of person that if I'm talking to someone when I was single, I'd be like, hey, this isn't really working out. Your personality and mine don't really mash, and I think we should just be friends or just move on. And I do that just because I like to be extremely clear and just let people know where I'm at, because I feel like communication is key when it comes to being clear and setting clear goals for yourself. And when you are verbally clear and communicate with people what you don't like about them or why it's not working out, you're giving them closure, and as well as closing a door gently and not slamming it on someone's face to where later on down the road, maybe you guys might run into each other and say this person has a job opportunity for you, or maybe they've got a friend that you're interested in. You don't want to slam the door on their face and make it impossible to have that connection with someone. I know that in relationships that can kind of be hard and a little bit tricky because emotions are involved and it gets crazy. I've always been the type of person that taking the mature route has always been the better route for me, just because when things get out of hand and crazy things happen and snowball effect into even crazier things. I know in the past when it came to my relationship with my boyfriend Joey, he ended up breaking up with me and didn't really give me a reason why he did it. Like, we fought just like any other couple. We had been together for several years and I never saw it coming. And come to find out, he was actually talking to someone else behind my back, but didn't really tell me that at first. It actually took him several months to actually tell me what had happened and why he had broken up with me. And I feel like even after that, it wasn't really closure. It kind of sucked and it made me hate him, which made it easier to kind of move on. But I wouldn't say that it was closure in a way that I wanted it to be. I would say at that time, I wanted a lot more when it came to my idea of what I needed for closure. But honestly, when it comes to closure, you can't get hung up on it. It doesn't always come the way that you want it. Sometimes it's just like, hey, these are the reasons I don't like you, it's over. Or you catch them cheating on you. Or they just tell you that you've changed and it's not working out anymore. Either way, it's over and you have to move on. And you can't begin the healing process if you're constantly thinking about, gosh, this person needs to give me closure. I deserve closure. We were amazing together and I think that it's my right to have closure. And it's not. Yes, it would be nice if everyone gave you closure, but it's not going to happen and you have to learn how to move past it without it. And I will tell you right now, you're only hurting yourself, allowing yourself to be hung up on it because this other person is moving on and you aren't. You're still stuck in this square because you refuse to move on without it. I know when it comes to coming out to your family, it's a little bit harder to swallow when they don't accept you. And it's a little bit harder to kind of go through life knowing that your parents don't accept you for who you are. But there are so many people out there who do accept you for everything that you are. And one thing that I learned in college from one of my counselors that I worked with is that you can build your own family. It's just that plain and simple. But I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and check out some of my other videos on my channel. And if you enjoy my channel, make sure you share it with your friends because the more subscribers and views I get, the more I know that I'm doing something right and I will continue doing stuff for you guys here on YouTube. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!